wall that we have on campus here in a bit when we go through the gym. Bouldering is completely free, and then our rock climbing for those classes and being able to do it is super low cost because we have 30% off rentals, which we'll talk about a bit more back here. All right, and then as we're all kind of gathering this way, I'll point out right here on our left, this is where our rental center is. All rentals are 30% off for all enrolled students, which is absolutely fantastic. We have everything ranging from skis and snowboards all the way up to camping gear and snowshoeing. Basically anything that you need to do the great outdoors will be housed in here. We also have our river flow report, and that's basically different like rivers that we have going on. And then in the winter when that kind of shifts, that will also tell you how much snow we have in separate areas. We have 3 different mountains that are nearby us, including Powder Mountain. We have our Nordic Valley, if I remember correctly. And then as we're moving out, I'll kind of point out the housing over here on our right, and we'll do housing at the very end if anyone is interested in seeing that. Alright, and then we'll just cross right here. I know I kind of talked about the housing, but about half a mile past it is going to be Those tickets are completely free for students aside from the Ogden Mustangs, and even then those are super low to no cost, which is fantastic as well. You can also do open ice skating there, which is a fun event that me and my friend like to go to. She actually plays hockey, not for Weber State, but she does play it.
That's cool.
And all that will be housed over there. And then one of the more important things, since we did talk about the D Event Center, I'll kind of mention the sports before we head up to our gym. I'll just kind of brief on it. Weber State is an NCAA Division I school. We have 16 different sports, including 9 women's and 7 men's. But in that tier, we've got those D1 sports, and then it goes down to our club sports and then intramural. Those club sports include our men's hockey team, and that is my favorite sport to go watch here on campus. I go for the food and stay for the fights. It's the whole reason everyone watches hockey, and we all know it. Super duper fun. Any questions about that, guys?
Please.
As we walk past this parking lot right here, I'll kind of talk about our different parking services. You can actually go and park at our D Event Center and ride our OGX shuttle straight into the middle of campus for completely free. But if you would like to park a little bit closer in any of these W lots, or we have R lots, you can actually get an RW pass for $95 for the entire year.
Wow.
I transferred from a school in Idaho, and it cost $200 a semester to park, which was insane.
That was
so it's a pretty
insane.
good price here.
This is
That is going to be our OGX bus. We kind of briefed it when we were talking about our parking services, but as a Weber State student, you actually get a UTA Ed Pass, and that essentially means all of our public transportation here in Utah is completely free for you as a student. That includes OGX, but also our front runners, so essentially you can go anywhere from downtown like Salt Lake City and go on like the airplanes. You can also go into downtown Provo. You can go all the way into Layton, just kind of depending on where you want to go. You can do that for completely free. I flew out to Colorado to visit one of my friends from high school, and it was completely free for me to go. I didn't have to pay for, well, I had to pay for my flights, obviously, but I didn't have to pay to.
एक वर्षको 15,000 दियो भने दोस्रो वर्ष पनि त्यसले पार्ट टाइम काम पाउँछ के पर्छ त्यसले बी फाइन के त्यो अस्ट्रेलियामा
Okay, and then I'll just go right here so I can talk to you guys for a second about these 2 buildings here. So directly behind you is going to be Kimball Visual Arts, and there you're going to have all of your visual arts degrees. That includes 2D, 3D, graphic design. We also have a lot of our different paintings, so anything that has to do with the actual visual arts will be housed in there. Something else that's really cool about that building is we have the largest dark room in the entire arts, and there's going to be all of your performing arts majors ranging from musical theater, theater arts. We've got different musician degrees, dance degrees. All of those are going to be.
तपाईँलाई मेन पार्क घुमाएको छ त
यहाँ मलाई मेन पार्क घुमाउँदा त म त यहाँबाट के गर्न सकिन्छ भन्ने कुरा हेर्छु नि त
So majority of the students,
W for Weber.
Me and Jose are fantastic photographers, and we're happy to take them for you.
Please. कलेज पनि ट्र्याक्कै युनिभर्सिटी भित्रै छिरेर विद्यार्थीलाई आउने जाने लाने जाँदा गर्छ है बस पनि
What's up, William? TikTok, Instagram,
It's like, it's really like I wrote a paper about like left-handed things, and I was like, oh, like scissors, it's really difficult, and then I just kind of called it a day. So worked well for me.
Oh yeah, he's really good, and he does some videos too with 0 GPF. It's very
धेरै छ हामीले यिनीहरूले भन्ने बालो नै हो
Library. It's one of the most easily identifiable buildings on campus because the very top of it looks like books on a bookshelf. So if you ever don't know where you are, just look for the bookshelf. In there, every level you go up, it's going to get a little bit quiet.
This is my favorite, that's why I'm liking it.
If anyone needs water, there's water fountains right here. If you need to grab a quick set. Alright, so right now we are getting to do volunteering opportunities or alternative breaks, which is essentially those like humanitarian trips that a lot of students take over spring break. This is a great place to start, especially if any of your classes require you to do volunteer work. They'll set you up very nicely here. Right here on my left is going to be our SIL office, or our Student Involvement and Leadership office. We have a lot of our student government in here, and that's going to number one favorite. It's all high stakes. Our last top prize was a three-day getaway to Disneyland, and it was all expenses paid. And we also did casino night. We brought in people that were professionally trained in Nevada, and we did a bunch of different like mocktails, finger foods, blackjack, poker, all that fun stuff. And I ended up winning a home projector and a bunch of gift cards and blankets. So as my heart breaks,
Vital services and information.
Oh yeah, I prefer that. I don't like my
high stakes, heart breaks, Right here, this is Wildcat Lanes and Games. Over there we have a lot of our fun activities. We've got a bowling alley, we've got billiards, we've got shuffleboard, PS4 stations, all that fun stuff, and it comes hitting. He has both hands on the ball, swings it back, it like spins out. You think it's gonna be a gutter and it goes in and like strike. It's crazy. But really great class to try out while you're here on campus. Any questions about that? Okay, fantastic. Things right here on my right, your guys' left is going to be a lot of our food options. Waldo's Cheesy Grill is pretty popular, but my personal favorite is Union Sushi. They have a fantastic chicken, broccoli, and rice bowl. I literally love it, it's so good. And all that's included in different meal plans if that's applicable to you, which we'll talk about more when we talk about housing at the end if you choose to stay. Right here behind us is going to be our Wildcat store. On that top floor you can buy anything purple and anything with Waldo, who's our mascot's head on it. And in the bottom floor you're going to have more of your functioning stuff in college. That's going to be a fully functioning Apple store that's over. It was my favorite purchase I've made thus far. But also down there you're going to have scrubs if you go into a medical-based degree. We've got notebooks. You're going to put up a lot of local art. They're renovating this. Alright guys, and right now we're in our Student Services Center. We like to call this the Google of campus. I'll try to kind of keep it down because there are sometimes students in here asking questions and I don't want to disturb the peace. Alright guys, and we're just going to dip and go right back up like the backwards letter J if you guys are going to follow, don't worry. Since office, and he actually holds open office hours, which means that if you have any problems or if you want to complain about a teacher or the weather, you can go in and he'll sit down and listen to you, which is fantastic. I'll show you a couple of other aspects where he's involved on campus, and we'll kind of talk about that a little bit more as tour goes on. But the other thing that's located in here is principal of Weber Stake Academy in 1889, which means that Weber's been an academy before Utah was even a state, which is super cool. We have a legend that says if you rub his right boot, including holidays. And I've always felt safe on campus. I think that's really cool about our campus is we haven't that app itself. And the extent of our emergencies are usually delayed start due to snow days, or we obviously live on a mountain, so we have a lot of our fun wildlife creatures. And we've had a moose that has come down and like hung out at our little duck pond, so we had to send out a notification that said, guys, like, don't pet the moose, just be nice to him. So that's pretty much the extent of what you'll get. Work and criminal justice. Our criminal justice program is nationally ranked. I believe we're 4th in the nation as of right now, and we love to brag about it. It also houses our luckiest testing center on campus because it is so close to Lewis Munch's boot. But with that criminal justice program, we actually purchased a house off campus. It's just at the very, very top of this mountain. And in there we set up different crime scenes so that students can get that hands-on opportunity and be able to get ready for their career outside by solving real crimes while in school.
What it's like to be a teacher before they're actually in school.
All right, and then right here on my right is going to be our E.O. Goddard Business Building, and there houses our Goddard School of Business. It's really, really Super fancy glass building is going to be our David O. McKay Education Building. And there you're going to have family studies, you'll have special education, basically anything that's going to put you in a classroom. All those are super exciting because if you graduate from that college specifically, you're actually qualified to teach in 49 of the 50 states, with Arizona being our exception. And that's just a
तीन बज्यो तीनचोटि बज्दो रहेछ
We're just gonna let this one run off because it'll ring 3 times. Languages and communication classes. It's also home to our writing center here on campus, which is another one of those free tutoring services that we'll mention as we keep walking. They guarantee a full letter grade up on any.
यिनीहरू यहाँ पनि पढ्दैन सबै फटै हाम्रा मात्र आएर पढ्छन् यहाँ केटी स्मार्ट चाहिँ मजाले बुझाए युनिभर्सिटीको बारेमा बुझाए
यहाँको मार्केटिङ हेड खान्छेहरूले
अहिले खाइसक्नु आँटे यसले यसको जागिर खाइदिन्छ कलेज अफ साइन्स एडभाइजरी सेन्टर
My favorite buildings on campus. This is our Tracy Hall Science Center. And here you're going to have majors like botany, you've got environmental sciences, you've got geology, microbiology, physics, chemistry. Basically anything scientific will be housed in here. This is the only building on campus we have that has a theme, and that theme is science on display. You can kind of see it right here. We're from us. I can't prove it, but I know they did. But in there you can put in a lot of those super fun things that we've got. Obviously you see like the pumpkin, the Death Star, but you can also do things like Facebook friends, you can do different hurricanes worldwide, just all these really cool scientific kind of waves, which I think are in kind of like our furniture. On this floor, a lot of our furniture is more yellow toned. If you look down, it'll be more like a dark orange, reddish color. Up a floor is green and up another one is blue. Each floor represents a different layer of the earth. So you can see down here, you've got all these orange chairs. Right here, you've got yellow. We'll pass by a little staircase and I'll be able to show you the walls change color as well, which is super. But with this, you can kind of see that oxidized copper color on the side, and that's kind of like the Statue of Liberty, where it used to be that nice copper color, but it oxidized to turn that green. It's just to show different hydration levels in Utah, and it changes throughout the year. Right here on my left is going to be our math tutoring center, and there you classrooms, that's actually a lab. We like to call it the fishbowl because you can see into it, but a lot of the ambassadors we work with like to call it the boom rooms. It's where they blow things up. Right here on my left is going to be our periodic table elements as well as that digital display. Every element that is safe to have closed inside glass indoors is actually displayed on this periodic table, which I also think is super awesome.
फेरि यता अर्को बिल्डिङमा आयो अलगुड
Alright, so that mountain that you see in front of you is called Ben Lomond's Peak. So if any of you guys know Paramount Pictures, the movie company, if you imagine some stars around this mountain, this was actually the original inspiration. The creator of that company actually had this as his backdoor view because he lived in Ogden for a... And there's going to be all of your mechanical engineering. You've got all of your product design, just basically anything that has to do with like building, architectural engineering, computer science. Super fancy smart stuff goes down in here. We like to say that this has been built by students for students because students actually had a hand in building the building itself, which is super fun.
Energy building in Utah, so it's pretty cool. Built by nerds, that's right.
Built by nerds.
It's gorgeous. Totally underrated.
Is behind this building in a temporary kind of like trailer.
होइन त्यो त आम्दानी कहाँ हुन्छ भन्ने हिसाबले होइन यहाँ आउन चाहनेले पहिला
कभर भइगयो नि
Their own campus job.
Like outside is just building.
See right there, it's called the Ling Lecture. Sorry for that. there's a.
We mix it up with
mix it up.
Linguist all the time.
So yeah, that's my favorite building actually. So you can go sleep. If you want to rest before classes, just make sure you don't fall asleep.
Not during classes.
Set an alarm.
sorry.
There you
Don't
go.
skip the class. Yes.
Don't
There
bunk
you
the
go.
class.
We like to say we have like apocalyptic botany and apocalyptic astronomy. So it's basically how you're going to save the world and survive the apocalypse using like constellations, which is kind of funky. And your final exam is just like a 2-page paper. So it's a pretty easy credit that's fairly interesting. And I've heard the professor's really funny. So recommend it. Right here behind me is Marriott Allied Health Sciences. This is my home on campus because I am going into the nursing program. This is going to have all of your majors that include like nursing, emergency medical services, radiology, dental hygiene, basically anything that has to do with getting you in a hospital, clinic, or lab, all gonna be here, which is super fun.
त्यही भन्न लाउने जेडब्ल्यू मेरिट पढेको
भान्जाको
लाउँदैन थिएन मेरो म्याप एउटा फिजिकल थियो म म्याप हेरेर मेरो क्लास जानु थिएँ झुकिन्थेँ 2 मिनट लाग्यो मलाई मेरो क्लास पुग्नु ठ्याक ठ्याक नहेरे
दिन 1 घन्टा यहाँ चाहिँ
आइसकेन त्यही त नि म पनि त्यही
यतिकै हिँडेर यहीँकाले वर्षको 6000मा पढ्न पाउँदा त अझै
But I've tried a couple of
विलियम स्टोनबर्ग कम्प्लेक्स
I know, that's what I'm saying. All right, guys, right here on my right, your guys' left is going to be a really kind of good-ish view of our Elizabeth Shaw Stewart Stadium. You can kind of see the purple billboard-esque. I'm just pointing it out so as you guys walk by, you can kind of familiarize yourself with it. That was actually the first college stadium named after a woman in the entire nation and still shares that title with one other school. Don't ask me if the other school this one because it's the best one.
के हो यिनीहरूको आफ्नो आफ्नो खेल छ I'll handle it. Yeah, please.
Thank you. I know a couple of the ambassadors there. They're really great people. It just didn't work out for me. All right, guys. So right now we just walked into our Stromberg complex or our Swenson building. This is one side of it. You might have noticed those pickleball courts. Is anyone here like good at pickleball? It's gorgeous.
Okay. I need a photo here.
This is basketball.
All right, guys, and here is going to be our women's volleyball court. So this is obviously where our women's volleyball team plays. It's actually the second event I ever went to on Weber State campus, and the stands were packed. They were giving out coolers and burritos and gift cards and all these random things during halftime, and people were. If anyone is in like sports sciences or like athletic training, perfect. This is good then. Right here is our athletic training gymnasium. So in there you get a separate area. And you can actually work with them inside that gym and help them develop different workout routines as well as different stretching routines. We're directly under those pickleball courts and we're moving into a different building. So we are just in our Swenson building and we're about to go over to our Wildcat Arena. So if you look at the floor color right now, it's like this white kind of, obviously you can see right here, we've got our Department of Athletic Training, but this is where more of your educational side is going to be. So we've got athletic training, exercise and sports sciences, physical education, health promotion, and majors. But it will have a lot of your classes, including like yoga, if you take that, walking for fitness, all those fun ones. But we'll have Jose talk about a couple of our gym facilities here, and I'll just tag in whenever I'm needed.
Okay, so this is the fitness part. We come here to build some muscle. I come here every day. This is all free for students, so I like another thing. I don't come to this gym, but it's cool that you come and you have to use machines, and sometimes you find athletic people. But here you will not find them. You will be just by yourself.
Is that good? You can see that one on the very end that says Grand National Champ. Being National Champs is not new to us. Grand National Champs isn't either. We have one banner up right now, but we have 2 more coming back to us, which we're really proud about. Right here on this right side, kind of under this like giant Weber State, that's going to be our wellness program office. There's 5 components that I'll kind of talk about as we keep walking. That first one's going to be all of our Ogden clinics. We have plus all of our counseling and psych services. Obviously, being in college, you have to familiarize yourself with a new area. So all of that is completely free for students, and they are able to prescribe different medications, so you don't have to worry about that either. We have our Wellness Reward City, and you go and do something good for yourself, whether it be playing a basketball game, going to our stress relief center, going swimming in our pool, any of that stuff, you're actually able to go through and get a mark on this card. After you hit so many marks, you get a reward, whether it be a t-shirt, a backpack, a blank center. In there, you can actually go through and you can sit in multi-$1,000 massage chairs, not like the crappy ones you see at like a mall or like an airport. These are actually really, really nice ones. They have them at my gym that I go to do powerlifting. They're super. This side, you can kind of see all these cardio machines and a couple more elliptical weight equipment. But along this top, you might be able to see it. It says Green Power. Weber State has a goal to be carbon neutral by the year 2040. It used to be 2050, but we've lurched about 10 years ahead of that schedule. So anytime you're on any of these machines, you're actually putting power back onto the grid. So it's actually being used to power this building right now. So I just tell people it was completely packed. People brought camp chairs. There was a food truck. They were giving out all this random free stuff. It was super fun. And as a student, you get to go to all sporting athletic events for completely free, plus 2 free tickets on top of it. So
Our office, and then we can just walk back after that. And we can go this way, actually. We are going to the international office, so we are done. But thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bye.